This is from Jax Anderson. And the question is, what's the best way to protect yourself in a recession? Gosh, that's such a good question and probably like the most relevant question to today's market. And I think there's a handful of things you could do to protect yourself. One, when you're looking at buying buildings, make sure they cash flow. Cash flow is a huge one because the cash flow of the building is what puts you in a position of being able to survive a recession. The only time you really get in trouble is if your building goes underwater or it doesn't generate enough income to pay your expenses. And there's a good thing that the banks require a debt service, but what you want to be careful of is, or what you want to make sure you have is enough cash flow so in case rents come down and in theory your net goes down, you're still in a position to have a cash flowing property. And so really in that case, if a recession does hit, the only thing that it might affect is that you can't sell your property, but markets are always doing this. So you just hold, market comes up, and if you want to exit when you're on the high, then do it then. But cash flowing is huge. Two, don't be over leveraged. I think that's a huge one. Don't take high risk loans. When you borrow money, don't borrow too much. And I think your strategy comes into play as well, where if you're, let's say, flipping and your whole model is making money off of selling your property, and that's based on nothing happening in the economy or in the real estate market, and something does happen and you can't sell for your number, that puts you in a risk of losing money. Third, I think diversifying. That's probably the best way in my mind to hedge your risk of a correction. And that's not just in real estate. You should diversify your investment portfolio across the board. Don't be too heavy in one thing. Don't have all your eggs in one basket. And then when it comes specific to real estate, I think you diversify in real estate. Don't only buy one asset class in one market. I think it's good to participate in different opportunities that react differently to a recession. So those are kind of my 3 ways that I think you protect yourself through a recession.